Resident Evil 9 is a strange game. Not because what it shows you, but because of what it avoids saying. You move through environments that look detailed, grounded, almost believable. But the longer you play, the more something starts to feel off. Not in a horror sense, but in a narrative one. Because RE9 doesn't just tell a story, it hides one. And most players won't notice that on their first playthrough. On the surface, the game follows a clear structure. You are given an objective, you move forward, you survive, you uncover pieces of what happened. But if you actually stop and look at how information is presented, you'll realize something important. The game rarely gives you complete answers. Only fragments, documents that feel incomplete, dialogues that end too early, and moments that seem important but are never fully explained. And at first, this feels like mystery, but later it starts to feel intentional. Because RE9 is built around a very specific idea: control. Not just gameplay control, but narrative control. The game decides what you understand, and more importantly, what you don't. There are moments where characters react to things before you even process them, as if they know more than you do. And that creates a subtle disconnect, not between you and the game, but between you and the character you are playing. And that ties into one of its most overlooked detail: the environment, not the visuals. The layout. If you pay attention, things don't fully make sense. Rooms that feel slightly displaced, and it's easy to ignore that. You assume it's just game design, but what if it's not? What if the world itself is unstable? Because there are hints, the reality isn't behaving normally. Enemy behavior, sound design, even events don't follow consistent logic. And that's where RE9 becomes interesting. Not as a horror game, but as a psychological one. Because instead of scaring you directly, it removes your ability to trust what you are seeing. And once that trust is gone, everything becomes uncertain. Even the story. The characters feel distant. Not badly written, just hard to connect with. And that might not be accidental. You are not supposed to relate. You are supposed to observe. And that's create a strange experience. One where you are always searching but never fully finding. And that's the hidden layer of RE9. It's not about the virus or the enemies or even survival. It's about uncertainty. And whether that works or not depends on what you expect. Because if you're looking for clarity, this game won't give it to you. But if you sit with that confusion, you might realize something. The scariest part of RE9 isn't what chasing you. It's the feeling that you never fully understand what's happening. And maybe you were never supposed to.